Hi boys and girls, my name is Mr. Kopp. I'm here today to do a little presentation for you, something that I've done for the preschool before, but it's always been in person. We're going to see how this goes on the video. I'd like to introduce to you my two granddaughters who are right here. This is Addison Kopp and Carrington Kopp. And Addison went to the preschool a number of years ago. She's a 6th grader now, and Carrington is a 5th grader. So they both belong to church and go to Grace. So I just wanted to wish you a Merry Christmas and talk a little bit about something that I have here to show you that belonged to my grandfather. So if you know how much older I am than my granddaughters are, then you know how old my grandfather was. He was born in the 1890s. So he would be almost 130 years old if he was still alive today. So when he was born, they didn't have cars. Did you realize that there was a time in our country when the people didn't have cars? So they got around with horses, and they had wagons that the horses pulled, and the horses did a lot of work, and the wagons did a lot of work when they were farming. But in the winter, when the snow fell on the ground, the wagon wheels would get stuck in the snow, and they couldn't use the wagons anymore. So they developed something that would run in the snow, and it was a little bit different, and I have a picture of that right here. So I want you to take a look at this picture. Can you get it close up? Okay, can you see that? Do you know what that is? Can you tell them, girls, what is that?
A one-horse open sleigh.
That's a one horse. There's one horse, and there's a sleigh, and there's no top on that sleigh, so it's called an open sleigh. So do you see right here on this horse, there's a string of something? Those are called sleigh bells, and the horses would wear those so that they could tell people when there was something around, so that they wouldn't have accidents. So you can back away. I think they can see that. So that's what this is. And it was very important because today, if we have somebody in a car and they want somebody to know that they're coming, they have headlights and they have horns. But back then, they didn't have anything like that. So they had to let people know that they were coming, especially when it was dark at night, so that they didn't have accidents. So they put on the horse something that made a lot of noise. They put this, it's like a belt. See how the belt is right here? This went around the horse's belly. See how you can see it. You could put two of me in here, couldn't you? Because the horse is real big. So they had this kind of bells, and then they had, sometimes they had different kind of bells. These are a little not quite as loud as the other ones, but they were still the same way. There was a belt. And then they also had some bells that they put on the horse's hip. And it just was to make it nicer. So these were called hip bells. So when the horse would jog along, what would it sound like? Jingle, jingle. And then people could know that they were coming. And you know who else uses bells like this? Somebody that's going to be coming real soon. Who do you think that is? Who's that, girls?
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus, right. You know Santa Claus. You've heard because he uses the bells on his reindeers. So anyway, that's what it's all about. And I just wanted you to see those bells because my grandfather gave those bells to me. He was very proud of them, but they were something that were a part of his life when he was a little boy, about your age, and he had them around the farm and on the sleighs that they had at the farm. So that's my story. I wanted you to see those bells, and I think we should have a chance to sing Jingle Bells, because that's what you all know. Everybody knows that song. So I'm going to have the girls ring the bells, and we're going to sing to you, and you sing along. So ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Ha, ha, ha. Bells on bobtails ring. making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Yay! Merry Christmas, everybody. You be real good. Okay, bye-bye.